Brodes Media.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome on in to Sports Talk with Brodes. It's the Super Bowl week. In case you didn't know, the Eagles playing the Super Bowl in just about 6 days. This time next week, we'll be shit-faced and celebrating with our lives changed again. It's going to be so good. The Eagles are winning the Super Bowl. I got hit with this question. Yo, Brodes, now that we're finally here, we're finally in the week of Super Bowl preparation. You nervous? Nervous about what, dude? Who the hell is nervous? I've been waiting for this moment. I've been waiting for revenge. I've been dreaming about Saquon taking the field in New Orleans, ready to run through anybody who goes into that box. He's going to stiff arm three fucks. He's going to spin around a fat-ass linebacker, and he's going to jump over any corner who tries to get into his way. That's how this goes. Come on, man. Nervous about what? No. That would imply there's fear. That would imply you're worried. I'm not worried. I'm about to head into the Super Bowl with the team that I feel is better than the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City has Pat Mahomes and Andy. And guess what? They're damn good. You know what else is damn good, though? The Philadelphia Eagles. And their hunger, I'm telling you, it's their drive. And whether you want to admit it or not, after you have so many Super Bowls in your back pocket, knowing that winning 3 in a row is something that separates you in NFL history, but we are humans. And there are real natural emotions in play. Saquon hungry, greater than going for 3 in a row. It kind of reminds me of this. For some reason, Holes is popping into my head. The movie. When you're stuck out in the desert and you haven't had water in so long, it doesn't really relate to the guy that's thirsty after playing pickup local ball at the YMCA. When you haven't had a taste of that water and it seems like you're going down and you're out in the desert. You got zero digging the holes. You're a different type of thirsty. You're not going to be denied if you have an opportunity to get some of that water. Hey, Saquon, he's been waiting for this his entire life. He left the Giants and made one of the biggest moves you can make in the offseason for this. And I've seen him run hungry in an NFC championship game and take it to the house in one play. I've seen him have a snowball crazy effort. I've seen him in the regular season turn out one of the greatest seasons ever individually. And that was his way of attacking, and that was his way of imposing his will. Now he's 4 quarters away from winning that trophy. Same applies to Nick. Same applies to Jalen. And I already went through an entire show, last week about Nick's competitive nature and how much that really is a part of this team's DNA, and I stand by that. But now we're talking actually on the field. Saquon Barkley's hunger is just unmatched here. I don't think there's a way that you can find somebody else who has more drive than that. And when it comes to the impact of what that means to this team, That's equivalent to a locked-in Tom Brady. That's equivalent to a locked-in Pat Mahomes. That's equivalent to a locked-in Peyton Manning, a locked-in Aaron Rodgers, a locked-in Drew Brees. He was an MVP. Normally, we give that to quarterbacks because that's just the nature of how this thing goes. That's no knock on Jalen, not at all. But I'm telling you, the MVP discussion had Saquon Barkley in it for a reason. He has that level of impact on an offense. And if he can be that locked in, I'm telling you, that is enough to have me as comfortable as I am right now. And the trophy is right there. 4 15-minute quarters away. Unless this puppy goes to overtime, which bless my heart and bless yours as well. Because that would be something. Although it would make the win feel even sweeter. I don't care if they win by 1. I don't care if they win by 13. I don't care. Just win, damn it. We walked through a hypothetical on WIP earlier. Well, I guess it was later in the week. And Jake Elliott with the game on the line from a 51-yard field goal spot. Just hit it, man. Just hit it, please. 50 plus. Super Bowl on the line. Oh, please. I can't even talk that into existence. Well, if they win it, then I don't care. I'm just saying. The feelings leading up to it. Hey, listen, we got a bunch more to talk about. But yes, to tie a bow on the Saquon stuff, I can't wait. Just can't wait to see him go dominate and will you to victory because he's such a special player. Hey, let me tell you about DraftKings. We have anytime hotline calls for you, by the way. We're going to rock through your thoughts all week long. I'll be taking your calls at 856-442-9805. The mailbox is set up so it's 24/7. It's always available. Leave your calls and you can hear them be played on the show. But let me tell you about DraftKings. This ain't the little itty-bitty, teeny-tiny bowl. Okay, this is the Super Bowl, Super Bowl 59. So get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the Super Bowl and Super Bowl 59. Scoring touchdowns is key to hoisting the Vince Lombardi Trophy, and you have a shot to score big by betting on them at DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one place to bet touchdowns. DraftKings customers, new DraftKings customers, can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. You know where I'm looking? I'm looking right at Saquon Barkley to do it. Now, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Brodes. That's code Brodes for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. All right, I do feel my voice sort of not going, but I could tell I'm a bit beat up. I had a lot of people on social say, hey, bro, hope you're feeling better, this and that. And they said something that I didn't really think about until I got hit with it a couple of times. When you think you feel good, don't push yourself. Because then you realize real quick, yo, cool it. You're getting old. Well, I wonder if that information that I would normally chuck away and go, I feel better now. Just keep that in mind, you know? Because I was thinking, all right, well, tomorrow, am I going back to pumping iron? Am I going back to do the bicep curls? You know, I lost all the muscle I've been putting on. I say that as if they were muscles getting on. All right, listen. The Myles Garrett thing. I know it doesn't really matter when we discuss the Super Bowl, but I do find it interesting that the reaction to Myles Garrett putting out a statement saying he wants to contend for a Super Bowl, win a championship, there was a reaction that, the Eagles don't need to do that. The Eagles don't have financially the space to do that. I'm not giving up draft picks, and Howie Roseman shouldn't do that. What do you mean? Myles Garrett hasn't had a season with less than 14 sacks in it in over 4 years. Huh? He had 16, 14. His bad year is 14. You add that to Jalen Carter? Listen, Howie Roseman is one of the best general managers in the league. Okay? He'll find ways to get picks. He'll find ways to get back into the first round. He'll find ways to make it work financially. You don't have to worry about that at all. Now, that's not logical to any other franchise in the NFL, and quite frankly, any other franchise in sports history, but that doesn't apply to us. That's what Howie Roseman is elite at doing, dancing. He dances all the time. He dances getting first round picks, second round picks, this and that. That's what he does. And money is fake to him. You go get him. And I love this. Well, the commander, no. Said he wanted to win a championship. No. If he was asking out of Cleveland and doing it because he wants to win a title. No. Winning a title is, hey, I'm signing with the Kansas City Chiefs. Hey, I'm signing with the Philadelphia Eagles. You don't say, I'm leaving because I want to win a championship. I'm going to sign with Washington. No matter how good of a season they had once. If you're serious about a title, then you go to a place like Philadelphia. And if the door is open and he's serious about contending, and Howie Roseman calls up Cleveland and talks to the agents and this and that, you don't think Myles Garrett goes, whoa. Of course he does. He goes, now that's what I'm talking about. Come on, man. Come on. You go make it happen. So, I get it, not really important to winning the Super Bowl this year, but the debates are hysterical. Well, what are we going to do with Nolan's good start? Yo, I like Nolan's good start here for his second season. Doesn't stop me from getting a guy who gets 16 sacks accidentally. That's like the one thing missing from this defensive line. Now, I like this defense more than I like the 2022 defense because this defense is layered. You have a good pass rush. You have Zach Bond and even Burks. And Burks is forcing fumbles in playoff games. So now your secondary backup linebacker in for Nakobe Dean. I'm saying your second level, your backup. I'm just saying your second wave of linebackers on your roster. Even they're making an impact. Coop, Quinion, Darius Slay, Reed Blankenship. Your secondary is super sharp too. 2022 was here 70 sacks, and yeah, it's special, but what happens if there's a sod father? You know? What happens where someone fucks with the turf and you can't even get home ever after having a historic 70-plus game or 70-plus sack season? It wasn't just the field, I know, but shut up. It's almost, and the Chiefs can't stop the Eagles' run game, but in general, if you can force a team to be one-dimensional, that's sort of a very bland, vanilla style to attacking a game plan in football, right? Well, it could also be said with the team that just has a lethal pass rush and then can get exposed in the secondary or over the middle of the field. You can negate a pass rush if you get the football quickly out of your quarterback's hands and you put them in a position where the wide receiver, the tight end, the running back in the passing game can take advantage of mismatches all over the field and let them go to work with yards after the catch. You can negate that. Well, if a team stinks passing the ball, you stop their run, force them to pass, and you're good. Force the defense to have to make plays with their weakness. There's no weakness here. Reed Blankenship will knock you out. You got Cooper DeJean picking up Derrick Henry, right? Scooping Derrick Henry off the ground, meeting him as soon as he thinks he's going to start taking off. As soon as he plants his foot thinking, I'm going to make a move here. No, Coop goes, yo, I'll show you the move. I'm putting you on your ass. That's the level of intensity and fire this go around. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. I honestly forget what I was even talking about. I just got myself all fired up. I had goosebumps. I got lost in the story. Seriously, I don't even know where we went. But that's okay. Because I think this football team's going to go dominate. How's that? I don't know. Let me know if that sounded like it made sense with whatever the hell we were talking about. Let's take some phone calls, shall we? We got a bunch of anytime hotline calls. Again, would love to hear from you. 856-442-9805. I want you to call in and leave your reactions throughout the week. We are doing daily pods here. Once again, leading up to the big dance, to the Super Bowl. All right? All right, let's do this.
Hey, bro, this is Cole. I don't know. I've been so excited for the Super Bowl. I can't even tell you. I truly do believe that they're going to win. I believe that just so much more talent than the Chiefs. I just think offensively, Jalen's going to ball out. I think Saquon is going to have a great game. I think defensively, they're going to have a great game. It's going to be hard for sure. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I truly do believe they're going to win. But one question I want to hear if you have, I keep seeing videos of people saying that no matter what, no matter how much talent the Eagles have, the Chiefs will no matter what win. It doesn't matter how much talent the Chiefs will win. And I just think that's a little silly. I think the Eagles are going to win, but to say the Eagles have no chance that the Chiefs will win no matter what, I think it's a little silly. I want to hear your opinion on that. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, thanks, Cole. So my thoughts on that would be, if I'm being an open book here, if it was a different team, who was good, by the way, same exact team, if this was the same football team in a different city, not the Eagles, and I was watching as a fan of the sport, no matter how good the team not named Kansas City was, I'd probably go, yeah, Kansas City's going to win, because until proven otherwise, I'm not going to expect anything different. So it would be no knock on Saquon, no knock on Jalen, no knock on Nick Sirianni. It's just, well, I've seen this team win a bunch. Okay? Without any emotion in there. Not that that's right. Just saying that's how I would feel. With more feeling and understanding and knowledge of this team and seeing their greatness and matching it up with a Chiefs team and in a deeper meaning, and when you really study it, it's a lot more complex than just, prove it to me that you can do it. You know? There's a lot more involved in the strategy side of it. And when you use your brain cells, and when you study that, and you dissect it all, I mean, it shows you here. The Eagles are the better football team. The Chiefs just have a history of making it happen with Pat Mahomes, but they also haven't been up against something as lethal as Saquon. And Tom Brady, right? There was a time, Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady. That's what it's like. Well, if that's what it's like, this is a heavyweight match. And when you study it, you see that. You're also probably just going up against trolls and douchebags who know what they're doing, and they're poking the bear a little bit. They're getting underneath of your grill. Depends, right? We talking Twitter, we talking national media, we talking heads, are we talking some local guys, women, whoever? It all depends. But it's probably a mix of trolls, a mix of people who just genuinely feel the Chiefs can win this game because, sure, there's a way you can convince yourself that. There's probably another group of people that are just saying the Chiefs until they eventually see the Chiefs fall off of this crazy run that they're on. And then you get the ones that, break it down and see, yeah, you know what? What Saquon and that defense is able to bring and the strategic advantages they have, and they turn over teams defensively a bunch per game or special teams. However it gets done, it gets done. Will Shipley, Burks, Nolan Smith, the level of, I don't want to call it disparity, but you're talking special teamer, you're talking third string running backs and second string linebackers, and then first round draft pick in Nolan Smith being what is forcing fumbles consistently in a playoff game, in playoff games. That's lethal. When you go up against that in a run game that is this efficient, good luck. So I would answer it by saying, I get it. If you're not really going deep into the thick of it, I get it. I do. I get the simplistic vanilla view of, well, I can't count them out. Because I'd have a very similar feeling. But this group is just different. We're in it. We feel it. We see it. It's a different connection. And you know what? I'll give us a lot of credit here, too. We're experienced now. I think with Jonathan Gannon, we understood, something ain't right with this cat. Something ain't right about this. And when we sniffed it out, we were right to sniff it out. You can't get the BS bias. And now that we've been here, I say the experience matters because you get it. You understand it. When you see the championship before, and we never did prior to 17, we've seen good teams from Andy. We've seen NFC heartbreaks, NFC championship game heartbreaks. We've seen getting to the big dance but losing. There's a sense that you get when it's that. And you can make the argument for a lot of this year, Kansas City fans, while they hold their hat on to, we'll find ways. And I get that because I've done that at specific spots of Jalen Hurts and the Eagles over the last 4 years or so. All year long, he said, but something doesn't look right. I've seen you get all the way even through something not looking right, but then whatever's not looking right eventually bites you in the ass. That could be the Chiefs. While the Eagles, they have the look where it feels 17. You just know because you're experienced. You've been there. There's a feel to it. And I'm not trying to act as if I didn't think the Eagles in 22 would win that football game by any means. But Gannon, he's kind of a bum and held you back with some of the stupidity with that secondary and can't get a damn stop. What do you know? This Birds team, man. It hits the heartstrings. Because you know what is in the future here. You know what is ahead of us. You know what Sunday night's going to be like. I feel so great about this team. You have no clue. You could just smell it in the air. See, the reason I say it's different is because I felt confident about 22. I didn't smell it in the air, though. You know? There's a big difference. Hey, we can compete in this one. Hey, we got a real shot at this. Yo, we play our best game of ball, we could win. See, I don't feel that way. I say if we play our best ball, we blow them out. You know? There's a difference. There's levels to this. If the Eagles play their best ball, I think the Eagles have the better roster, and they beat up pretty good. They dominate. They are the overpowering team. They maul you. That doesn't mean they're putting up 55 and winning by 20 plus, but I'm saying the feel of the game is, the Eagles were in control. They were in command. To do that against an Andy Reid Spags team in the Super Bowl would be a big damn statement. That's how it would be if they played their best ball. Not, hey, this is a good shot for them. That's why I smell it in the air differently. That hunger and determination. I'm sorry. But you know what? Before we get to another call here, let me tell you about my friends over at HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. So skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. A crazy schedule can make it easy to fall back into your dinner time recipe rut. So keep mealtime exciting with over 40 recipes to choose from every week. So there's always something delicious to discover with HelloFresh. HelloFresh does all the shopping and meal planning for you, and ingredients arrive right at your doorstep, pre-portioned and ready to cook, along with pictured step-by-step recipe cards. How easy is that? I love HelloFresh every single night. It's so perfect and so delicious, by the way. So easy to make, and it's so fun, too. Just different recipes, different meals, so you don't get stuck in just the same constant, what do you want to call it, a menu, if you will, your at-home menu. Go to HelloFresh.com/50Brodes and use code 50Brodes for 50% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/50Brodes and use code 50Brodes for 50% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. Okay, back to the phones we go.
Hey, Brodes. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. First of all, this is Gabe, big fan. And I just wanted to ask you what you think. A lot of people are trying to come in with these things that are trying to demoralize us to make us think that this is going to be close. The Chiefs are going to blow us out. I've been seeing a lot of people say Vic Fangio is 0-8 versus the Chiefs in his last 8 games, obviously. And then Kellen Moore has scored only something like 36 points against Spagnuolo's defense. And I want you to let me know what you think about this stuff, because I think it's a whole bunch of bogus. I think these guys didn't have the same team to work with as they do now. And yeah, I hope you could, I don't know what else to say. Bye-bye. Thanks, Brodes.
Thanks, Gabe. I appreciate it. I agree with you. Everything you said there about we don't have the same team as those previous stops and those previous destinations whenever they aligned previously. If you don't have Saquon Barkley in this offensive line, if you're Kellen Moore, and if you don't have A.J. Brown, Jalen, Devontae, and Goddard, I don't care what his offense did against Spags, because he has those at his disposal this time around. And by the way, this is the best O-line, right? And by the way, this is the best running back. And by the way, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are better than what they have over there in Kansas City. Dallas Goedert, okay, not better than Travis Kelce. But running back, receivers, absolutely 2 thumbs up. This O-line, I love Lane Johnson, Mailata, Mekhi Becton, Cam Jurgens. You're going to see highlights of them in the second level. Hopefully it's not for one of those RPO and think it's run block and get out too far. I think pull the whistle back is the worst. But yeah, Vic Fangio being 0-8 or whatever. I don't care. Even if he's 1-8, that's still a shitty record. That one's all that matters. And Vic Fangio, he's got an all-pro in Zach Bond. He's got Jalen Carter, who's going to have every single set of eyeballs glued to him. He's got Quinyon Mitchell, where he locks down #1 receivers, which, once again, it's not as if these wide receivers out there for Kansas City is the greatest of all time. He stops the best in the league, and Darius Slay, too, where you go, Did he even get targeted? He didn't have any targets. 2 targets? 1 reception for 8 yards? Okay. That's what they do. They eat you up. That's different from just limiting. He had 75 yards, but, right? Where if Kevin Durant's going to score 50. Sorry, 50. It's a lot. I was going to say 28. Nah, it's too little. Shit. 36. Got to make him earn those 36. He can have that guy worked for his 36 and took X amount of field goal attempts. You got to live with that. And if you hold him to X percent from the field, you live with that. Yeah, see, how about you force him to shoot a billion shots and only drop 15 points? That's the equivalent of what Quinyon does. Does that make sense? That would be one reception for 8 yards. You know. Follow me. That's what Vic Fangio has to work with at his disposal. Come on, man. Everything else is out the window. It's about Sunday. I don't care what happened 7 years ago, 10 years ago, 13 years ago. On a sunny day in Mexico, the Eagles are 15-3 on Thursday. Shove it up the ass. What's it like Sunday with this group? And I'll tell you what it's going to be like. An ass whooping. I'm going to be chugging garage beers. Oh, what's that? DrinkGarageBeer.com. Don't worry about any IPA. Don't worry about that. It's 0% IPA. It's 100% light beer. It's 1,000% quality. So make sure you check out the best beer on planet Earth, and that is Garage Beer. Now, do I want to take another call? I do. But I am starting to realize, hey, Brodes, you're just recovering from the rough weekend and your throat and voice is starting to feel it. All right, how about this? I think I remember where my brain, maybe about 18 minutes ago, was trying to remember what I was talking about and I forgot. And I tried to close it without really knowing if it was the proper way to close it. Did I finish my Myles Garrett thought? That may have been it. As I glanced down at my notes. That I wanted Myles Garrett and all this reaction. Hey, Nolan Smith won't be able to get any time. And he had such a good start to his second year. And blah, blah, blah. Or maybe I did close that, started something else, and now I just look like an idiot. I don't know. But I'll tie a bow on the show by saying this. 1, how do I feel now that it's the week of, to summarize everything? I feel great, dude. This football team's amazing, and they are going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl 59. That's number 1. Number 2, yeah, you go out and you get Myles Garrett. You make trades. You trust Howie. He can get draft picks again. He can sign them. He can give him the money he wants, and he can get a Super Bowl championship caliber type of roster. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Yes, you go make it happen. Number 3, Saquon's hunger. It's what sets the tone for this group, and it is going to push us past the finish line. All right, yeah, that's a fair ending, I think. Whatever. All right, guys, listen, I'll get back into my rhythm, I promise. Appreciate all you guys to death. I love you. I love you. It's going to be a busy week. Can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. Remember, we'd love to hear from you on the Anytime Hotline at 856-442-9805. Go Birds! Go Birds.